Hello and welcome to the Rocky Mountain Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school or schools by including their name in your question, or you can type a question for all of our representatives to answer about their institutions. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. That's why that Q&A button is so important. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening. We hope you've enjoyed other sessions as a part of this Rocky Mountain programming, and you still have a chance to sign up for more following this session as well. This presentation, like all of the presentations, are being recorded, and they will be available within about a week at that same website where you register, strivescan.com/RMACAC. I'm really excited to welcome 6 great schools tonight. We are going to be hearing from Xavier University, Kenyon College, Dickinson College, Carroll College, Concordia University, Chicago, and Lycoming College. And we're going to kick it off with Xavier.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jennifer. Appreciate it. My name is Tim Wilms. I'm the Regional Recruitment Director for Xavier University. And specifically, I am the admission representative for the state of Colorado. So that's why I'm on with you tonight. So I'll just do a brief run through of Xavier University. We are located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So actually plenty of direct flights in and out of Cincinnati between Cincinnati and Denver. So pretty easy access actually, although certainly a far way away. We're out in the southwestern corner of Ohio. As far as our undergraduate class size, we're usually around 4,900. 5,000. So one of the nice things about Xavier is you get kind of the best of both worlds. You get the smaller end of a medium-sized school with that 5,000 undergraduate class size. You're going to get the average class size of 21, a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you get to pair that small school stuff where you're going to get to know your professors, you're going to get to know the people around you, feel like you're part of the campus community, and you combine all that small school stuff with a bigger school name, bigger school resources, and we're a Division I school as well. A lot of folks know us all over the country for our great basketball program, but we do have 18 Division I Big East men's and women's programs. So actually just today, women's tennis just won the Big East for the second time in the last 7 or 8 years. So we're really proud of them. I had to throw that out there. One of the great things about Xavier is really actually we have students coming from 48 of the 50 states. So really wherever you're coming from in the Rocky Mountain area, there's going to be a home for you here at Xavier. And actually 63% of our students actually come from outside the state of Ohio. So that's one of the great parts. You'll know some folks maybe from your area, but the best part is you're going to get to know people from all over the country. And at the same time, like I said, it's going to be at a really local and community oriented level. And as you'll see at the bottom there, the nice thing is about being in Cincinnati, there's 8 Fortune 500 companies headquartered right downtown. There's 10 hospitals just within a 5-mile radius. And ourselves are about 5 to 10 minutes north of downtown Cincinnati as well. So it means a lot of great opportunities on campus, really easily walkable, really accessible, and then you can hop downtown as well. I mentioned we're a Jesuit school. We're actually the 4th oldest Jesuit university in the nation, 6th oldest Catholic. Really what the Jesuit thing means is the Jesuits are an order of Catholic priests founded about 500 years ago. And like I said, we're the 4th oldest there. So the 2 things we want you to know about the Jesuits, they're committed to academic excellence, to critically think about the world around us, and then also a commitment to service and social justice, right? So not just go and do the service, but learn about what's happening behind the scenes and how can you be an agent for change in the world, right? In your local community. And so one of the ways that we really carry out that Jesuit mission and identity is through something we call cura personalis, that's care for the individual or care for the whole person. So we want to give you a holistic approach to education in the classroom and outside of the classroom through learning opportunities, research opportunities, shadowing, jobs and internships, experiential learning on campus as well. We do have 90 majors and 60 minors, and we're a Jesuit liberal arts approach, have a liberal arts approach to education. Again, that idea of a holistic approach to education. Regardless of what major that you're going to be over your 4 years here, you'll have a team of 4 to work with you throughout that process. So you'll have an academic advisor to make sure that you're taking all the right classes, to make sure you're going to graduate on time in 4 years. You'll also have a financial aid counselor to make sure that everything's going smoothly with your bill, your financial aid package, with your FAFSA, your free application for federal student aid, and then a student success coach to help you with the transition from high school to college, especially for folks coming from a little further away. We want to make sure you're doing well, make sure everything's going smooth when you're coming to Xavier, and then a career coach to help you find those job and internship opportunities. On the bottom left-hand corner here, one of the great things that we have, not just success on campus while you're a student, but success after graduation. So within 6 months of graduation, 98% of our students are working full-time. They're pursuing graduate studies. And then 2% of the 98% are doing a year of service. So military service, Jesuit Volunteer Corps, Peace Corps, all that good stuff. And the other great thing that I do want to throw in here for you, over a 5-year average of students applying to medical school, our average for a medical school acceptance rate is 86%. The national average is about 40 to 42%. And the class of 2019, 92% of our students who applied for medical school got accepted. So that's something we're certainly really proud of. On this slide, just really quickly, I want to mention, if you're the kind of student who's looking to dive into your campus community, that you want to be a part of the place, you want to feel connected to the people around you, feel like you're invested in your university, Xavier is going to be an amazing place for you to be. 64% of our students have some sort of leadership opportunity while they're on campus. And with 170 plus clubs and organizations and a great campus community, there's going to be plenty of ways to dive in and get to know the people around you and get to make a difference on your campus. And the other thing too, since we do have folks from all over the country, 90% of our students are residential, which means that there's always something going on campus. There's always, it's a very active campus community. And that's not only on campus students, but students who live within a 4 or 5 block radius. So on campus, off campus, students are very active. They're a big part of why we have such a great campus community. There's a lot of stuff on these last 2 slides, so certainly we encourage you to maybe press pause and go back if you are watching the recording, or access the recording later. But the big thing I want you to know here, it's a free application for Xavier. We're on the Common app. We also have our own Xavier app. But we encourage you to apply by December 1 for a variety of reasons. Reason 1 is a priority deadline for nursing, for competitive scholarships, and also for our honors program. But we are also test optional. So just something to make sure you know, we've been test optional the last couple of years, and we intend to be test optional for the long run. So that's really what I got for you here today. Thanks so much for having me on, and I look forward to working with you throughout the process. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tim, for starting us off and presenting on Xavier tonight. We're heading next to learn about Kenyon College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mackie Avis. I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions here at Kenyon College. Bear with me for a second here as I get my slideshow going for you all. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining me tonight. As I go ahead and set a quick timer here, so I say within 6 minutes. So again, I'm Mackie, and as you can see, I'm one of the many admissions officers.
Hey, Mackie, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have one question. Are you wanting to keep your camera on? Your screen looked good. It was on presentation mode, but your camera was on and then went off. Just wanted to check. Yeah,
I'm just I'll keep it on if that's okay.
You want to keep your camera on?
Yeah. Is the slideshow showing right now?
The slideshow is showing. It's just moved from presentation mode, and then you disappeared from camera.
Okay.
It just went black. So just wanted to
check. That's fine. As long as we're
okay.
seeing the slideshow, that's totally fine.
Do you want the slideshow to go full screen?
Yeah. Right here?
I'll let you know. Yep. All good now.
All right. Great. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Well, yeah, again, thanks everyone for joining us. As you can see, what I really want to convey, I think, 3 major things today, sort of impart with you as you start to form your list with colleges. And so I know you guys are sort of in that forming phase right now. So, just a couple things to just start off with tonight. Kenyon, we are a liberal arts college. We are a very small school. We're about 1,700 students, and we are located in Gambier, Ohio. So this is where we are. As you can see, we are not going to be mistaken for Denver or LA or Seattle or DC or New York or wherever major city you're thinking you might be going to college. Very pastoral, very green, very rural part of the country that we find ourselves in. So that's the first thing I really want to impart on you tonight. As you can see here, students really come to this little hilltop community. They don't come for the nightlife or the restaurant scene. They really come to be part of this Kenyon College community. And I think that's something that's really powerful and takes a good bit of maturity for a 17 or 18-year-old to choose and think about. So this is a little bit more about where we are. As you can see, again, this is our rural community here. This is Middle Path, which is a 12-foot wide path that bisects campus here. As you can see, absolutely beautiful place during the fall. And moving on to the next slide here too. Just want to emphasize, I think at Kenyon, we are a very
Mackie,
Yep.
I'm so sorry to interrupt again, but
sure.
There we go. The slides were going blank, so we didn't see the picture of Middle Path. So I wonder if we could just maybe stop the share and maybe reshare to just get you reset up. I want to see what's going on here for sure.
Sure thing. All right. I'll share again.
Don't worry, I pause the clock. So I want to make sure that we can see everything that it shared well.
Okay. How about now? Good now.
Now we are seeing what looks like the inside of a great hall type room.
Yeah, great. Okay, so So with as you can see here, yes, dining hall. Really just want to emphasize again how small we are in the community that comes from that smallness. So at Kenyon, the one thing I'm trying to illustrate here is that there is one dining hall, there is one athletic center, there is one science squad, there's one first-year quad. So like a lot of liberal arts colleges, you get to live with each other, you get to eat with each other, you get to work out with each other, learn with each other. And I think a lot of that definitely imparts this sense of community. So I think the location, as I keep mentioning, really does bring about and evoke a sense of community here at Kenyon. The other thing I think moving here into the second point that I want to make is just about the academic flexibility you get at Kenyon. So as you can see from this slide here, this is a typical Kenyon classroom. About 12 to 15 students huddle around what looks like basically a dining room table and a professor, and that's about it. So, with that academic flexibility that we have at Kenyon, you don't have to declare a major until fall of your junior year. So you have plenty of time to dabble in a lot of different things before you figure out what it is exactly you want to do. So it's not unheard of for students to come in thinking they're going to be one thing and then leave something completely differently. We really encourage students to be undecided. That's totally fine. I think Kenyon students are very good at knowing that they don't have to be on this specific track. And if they're not on this track, they're a failure. That's not what we do at Kenyon. We want students to dabble in things and sort of, I guess, taste a lot of the menu before they dive into something that they want to do. And then the third thing I really want to emphasize about Kenyon as it relates to academics is writing. If you've done any preliminary research with your guidance counselor or just on the web, you've sort of discovered that writing is a very big deal at Kenyon. So English is traditionally a most popular major, followed by poli-sci, economics, biology, and chemistry. So as you can see, we're very balanced, but within all those majors, you're going to have to write and write well. That's a critical component of being in the 21st century workforce. We have an old saying here at Kenyon that good writing is good thinking. And so you will have guidance from professors who will help you with your writing. So don't get me wrong, we don't expect you to be like this National Book Award winning writer as you enroll at Kenyon, but we just want to make sure that you have a good foundation and we will build from there. So just to sum up tonight, guys, our location I think is very unique, being in a very rural place and the community that comes from that. And the second piece I would say is our academic flexibility and allowing you really a lot of latitude to choose your own classes and go at your own pace academically. And then the third part is that writing piece. A very key critical component of the Kenyon curriculum across all of the academic spectrum. So that's all from me. Thanks for bearing with me here, and I look forward to Q&A. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Maggie, thank you so much for sharing on Kenyon and working with me to make sure we're getting that best presentation out there to be able to see the beautiful campus and everything that you have. So, and thanks for getting your contact information to the chat. All right, so we've from 2 great schools. We have 4 more to go. Just a reminder to our attendees about that Q&A. You can ask anything, academic or student life questions, admissions, anything of schools that have already presented or the schools that are to come. So please check that out. All right, we're gonna be moving on to our next school, which will be Dickinson College.
Thanks very much, Jennifer. And I am going to share my screen. All right. Can everybody see that? Yes, wonderful. All right. My name is Angie Fernandez Barone. I am A member of the admissions staff at Dickinson. I'm also an alumna and I'm a Dickinson mom. Really excited to talk with you tonight about Dickinson and what the place offers. So here is a sort of big picture overview. So we are a small liberal arts college located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, actually the 16th oldest college in the United States. There is a, oh, sorry, my kitten walked over my mouse. That's sort of a bad, okay, sorry. But the size of the student body is about 2,100, and that's not teeny, couple thousand people, but the smallness I think is really felt in the classroom. An 8-to-1 student faculty ratio. The average class size is 14, but 80% of our classes are under 20 and all of our classes are under 50. So small classroom. We'll talk more about other things that you see noted here. I want to jump ahead to talk about academics. Talked about those small classes, 46 different majors, half of them interdisciplinary. I want to show you what those majors look like. So the majors here are in red. Certificate programs, minors, pre-professional advising are the lines that are not red. The newest major is data analytics. The largest major, international business and management. The most popular majors rounding out international business and management, biology, English, political science, psychology. Neuroscience is the fastest growing major on our campus, just to give you kind of a sense of what those most popular majors are. The interdisciplinary majors, if that's not a term that you're familiar with, those are programs that draw from a couple of traditional disciplines. International business and management is a great example. It draws from economics, business, and language and culture studies. Okay. Couple things that are really distinctive about Dickinson. The college is deeply invested in global education. We are the only college to have won the Senator Simon Award for Comprehensive Internationalization twice. It's just an amazing program represented by, on this map, pins for all of the Dickinson run programs, but dozens and dozens of other partner programs, great opportunities for study abroad, but a really global focus throughout the curriculum. A second thing that really defines the place, and again, is really woven through the entire curriculum, is our focus on sustainability. We've been named, it's a very fine print there on the right, but we've been named #1 in the nation among all colleges and universities by the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. We have a 180-acre organic farm and our campus is carbon neutral. As of Earth Day 2020, we made that announcement. So this, like the global focus, is something that is emphasized across every department of the college, and we think is a really critical skill set that our students take when they graduate. Our graduates are really successful. That 98% is, that post-graduation survey, the proportion of a class that will be employed in professional internships and grad school and fellowships. When it comes to grad school, just as a couple of examples, a 94% acceptance rate into law schools, 95% acceptance rate into med schools, just phenomenal success for our grads. That I think in many ways it's rooted in the true mentoring that our faculty are doing for our students. We are entirely undergrad, and you saw that really tight student faculty ratio. So students are really being mentored by faculty, and you see there on the bottom right that the vast majority of our students will have hands-on experience, and that really pays off. All right, this is where we're located. We are in the Capital Region in Pennsylvania, about 17 miles outside of the state capital, but within 2 hours of DC, Baltimore, Philly. Kind of a nice small town location. It's really kind of a cute foodie little town. There are about 30 restaurants in a 3-block radius of the campus, but it's a nice road trip distance if you want to get to some other big cities in the mid-Atlantic. A couple of accolades for our town noted here, but as a college mom, I would draw your attention to us being in the top 20 safest college towns in America. That's my favorite of all of these. But a beautiful area, very beautiful region, like the Appalachian Trail is noted on here, passes about 2 miles from our campus. Beautiful area for outdoor activities, but a really, really nice small town too. Okay, quick note on the admissions, aid, and scholarship processes. A lot of that is laid out here. I would draw your attention in particular to Dickinson's commitment between need-based financial aid and merit scholarships to meet 100% of the financial need of every single student that we admit. That is really important to us. You're hearing some mention tonight of test optional. Dickinson has been test optional since 1994. This year we were entirely test blind, test free in the process, and we're still taking a look at how that worked for us and whether that seems to be where we want to stay. But at the very least, we will remain test optional evermore. Good information here on scholarships and some really good cost calculators on our website. The colleges, there's an older figure here at the bottom of this slide, but our commitment to need-based financial aid and scholarships was over $63 million this year. So that's a really important piece too. All right, thanks so much. Thanks, Jennifer.
Great, thank you so much, Angie, for sharing Dickinson with everyone this evening. We are heading to learn about our next school, and that will be Carroll College.
Hi, everybody. My name is Julia Malmo. I am an admission counselor at Carroll College. I just graduated from Carroll in 2020. I actually get graduation in a couple weeks. Super excited for that. So I am excited to just chat with you more about Carroll College and just share all about it. So we are a private Catholic school located in Helena, Montana. We are liberal arts as well, and just known for being small, but being academically rigorous. Being located in Helena, it's a state capital, so there's always a lot going on. We have, it's about 32,000 population in Helena itself, but if you scrape up the whole valley, it's about 60,000, and it's growing a lot. Big thing is we're really close to Yellowstone and Glacier National Park, so it's not uncommon for our students to take day trips to go check those out. Lots of skiing really close by as well. My favorite is Great Divide, which is only 30 minutes from campus, and they do $10 night skiing on Fridays, which is, you can't beat that. Carroll itself is located just next to downtown Helena, so you're within walking distance of a bunch of local coffee shops, ice cream places, little boutiques, the state capitol, the cathedral, and there's just always stuff going on in town and on campus as well. Like I mentioned, we're an academically rigorous school, and we're pretty proud of that, but we have a ton of supports to help our students succeed. Being that liberal arts foundation, our students get to explore a lot of different fields along with their major here at Carroll. And a lot of students tend to double major or have an additional minor, which just really helps you to succeed in other areas after graduation. Average class size, about 16 students. When I was a student, the biggest class I had was maybe 40 students, and that was my freshman year. But by the time I got to senior year, a lot of my classes were 4 or 5 of us, which was just really awesome. Great way to connect with professors and really get the most out of your college experience. Total school population is about 1,200 students. So you always are meeting new people, but it's close enough that you kind of feel like a big family. Our top programs here are going to be biology on the pre-med track, as well as our nursing program. Super excited about our nursing program. We got 100% of them pass the NCLEX on the first try this past summer. So especially during a global pandemic, always great to pump awesome nurses out there. So very proud of that program. Androzoology is another popular program here at Carroll. It's pretty unique, and it works with a lot of hands-on training with dogs and horses. So this dog on the slide right here, her name's Ruby. I trained her for a whole year. She lived with me, was a foster dog, and I adopted her to an amazing family afterwards. So just a little taste of what you can do as part of the Androzoology program. But with that, we have a lot of students in Catholic studies, business, psychology, and kind of all over the place, education as well. Another big thing about our academics is our school motto is not for school, but for life. So our classes are really geared towards preparing our students to succeed after graduation. So that's really putting what you are learning into practice. So whether that's doing it in a class or doing internships, research opportunities, global learning, so study abroad programs, doing service in Helena or in Montana or in other states or across the country or in other nations. We do a lot of that and just giving back to other people and just really focusing on what we can do with what we're learning and how we can help other people with that. Research opportunities real quick is that you can do everything from student-led research where you're building a project from the ground up and going for it, or helping professors with research that they already have off the ground, or doing something kind of combined with that. And anything that gets published out of that is going to go in your name. And professors are there to support you along the way. So we kind of a graduate level research experience at an undergrad level, which is really amazing. Being in Montana, lots of outdoor opportunities, everything from backpacking to mountain biking, to fly fishing, skiing, snowboarding. Rock climbing is really huge here now too. So anything you want to do outdoors, there's opportunities for that. We also have an outdoors club that will rent out gear and run different workshops to help teach you all the great places to go and new skills. And all of those are either free, or the gear rentals are maybe like $2 for everything you need camping for the whole weekend. So we really want to try to make students have the opportunity to get outside and explore and try new things, and maybe find a new activity you love. If you're not outdoors exploring, there's a lot to do on campus. We have NAIA athletics on campus, so you can always be a student athlete, or you can go watch your Fighting Saints teams. We have a theater department that all students are welcome to be a part of. They do about 4 productions a year that are always awesome. Tons of different clubs, and with students living on campus for at least 3 years, there's always a lot going on. It's a very community-based atmosphere, and it's just fun to do everything from swing dances to bingo nights to different classes at the gym, or having speakers coming in because they're here in the state capitol anyway, so why not stop by campus? So always a lot going on, lots of ways to meet people, and again, just a very community-based big Carroll family. We also are a Catholic school, like I mentioned, so we are a diocesan college, which means we're linked to the Diocese of Helena. But we are ecumenical, so we're welcoming of all faith traditions and backgrounds, no matter where you come from. There's a place for you at Carroll. We're here to help you grow in your faith if that's what you're looking for, and there's tons of opportunities to do that. But if that's not for you, there's other ways to get involved as well. So, all right, well, thank you guys so much for listening today. And if you have other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julia, for sharing Carroll with everyone this evening. All right, the next school we're going to hear from today is going to be Concordia University, Chicago.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel, and I am here from Concordia, Chicago. I'm happy that you're all here and able to kind of learn with me today. So I'm going to get my presentation here. Hopefully you can see this as it goes full screen. All right, cool. So if you've not heard of Concordia, that's totally okay. That's what we're here for today. But Concordia is a small liberal arts college about 10 miles west of downtown Chicago. So if you're familiar with Midwestern states, Chicago is a pretty big landmark there. It's a very large city, and it's a huge resource to our students. I do have QR codes kind of sprinkled throughout the presentation, so feel free to get out your phone, scan that. It'll take you to the website so you can kind of follow along with what information I'm presenting here. But we were founded in 1864 as a teacher's college, so that's all we did for a long time. We've since expanded to have over 70 different academic programs, but we did stay on the small side on the undergraduate side of things. So we have about 1,500 undergraduate students. It's about 4 times that on the graduate side of things, but mostly online students on the graduate side, even not during COVID. So it still feels like an undergraduate campus to a large extent. We are a Lutheran university, Division III NCAA athletics, and everything again is within that campus, 1 square mile, just about 10 miles outside of Chicago. So it puts our students in a really good spot to take advantage of the city, but you don't have to be downtown all the time. So if that's not really your thing, you don't really like the hustle and bustle, you can kind of get the best of both worlds. So looking at our academic programs here, that QR code will take you to our majors page of our website. Like I was saying, education was kind of our bread and butter for a long time, but it's not all we have anymore. So we're broken into 3 colleges. We've got College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business, and then still the College of Education. Psychology is huge, sports management is huge. I would add criminal justice to this list, as well as the health sciences, pre-med being a very popular program. Really, whatever you're studying though, you're gonna be in good company. I mean, there's a professor. You're only going to have professors for all of your classes. We don't have grad students teaching or TAs or anything like that. So you'll be learning from a professor, typically a doctor within your field. And no matter what you study, you'll have a faculty advisor from that program helping you decide what classes to take, when you should take them, how to find internships, things like that. And that's really one of the biggest benefits of being at a smaller school like Concordia, is that you're not just kind of lost in a sea of people. You get that individual attention, and that ultimately will help you as a student. You can be super involved in campus as well. There's a lot of different clubs and organizations. Music is a really big thing at Concordia. So if you play an instrument or you sing or both, we have the groups listed here, Wind Symphony, Capella. Those are our 2 touring groups. So if you like to travel and sing or play your instrument, that also includes international tours. They've gone to China, South Africa, Italy, France, a bunch of different cool places. So once the world opens back up to travel, I'm sure they'll be back as soon as possible. If you play a sport as well and you want to get connected with a coach, that QR code will get you to the athletics page of our website. It's really easy to get in contact, and they would love to hear from you. Division III just basically means that we don't offer athletic scholarships. That being said, it kind of helps maintain that healthy balance of you being in college to be a student, but we still want you to compete well for Concordia. So very competitive. You'll still put in the time, you'll still travel and do all that like regular college athletics. But we want your focus to be on academics first and foremost. So we really look at our student athletes as student comes first on purpose and student athlete. So if you want to just look at old stats, get connected with a coach, feel free to absolutely do that. And I can help facilitate that as well. On campus living, we have 5 different residence halls. This is a good overview of campus. Campus itself is 1 city block, so it's 1 square mile. All of the dorms are within that, and there's different styles. So typically freshmen will live in community style dorms. Bathrooms are cleaned for you every day. You'll have a roommate. It's a fairly typical dorming experience, but laundry is free on campus, which is super nice. There's a lot of flexibility with meal plan options, things like that. You can have a car on campus as a freshman. It's also worth noting that we are about 25 minutes from O'Hare. So this kind of is a good visual on our location to the city of Chicago. Again, 10 miles straight west. So we're kind of the bridge between the city and the suburbs. We're not technically in Chicago anymore. We're right on the edge. So we're in River Forest, about 25 minutes from O'Hare. So if you're flying in from anywhere else, it's a really easy trip the rest of the way to get to campus. But again, the city's right there for you to use as a resource or just for fun, concerts and the beach and all of that good stuff. It's very accessible. So next couple steps with Concordia, our application is open still. If you're a senior, if you're a junior, sophomore, freshman, that opens up on August 1st of every year. FAFSA opens up on October 1st. It is free to apply. We are not requiring a test score, so we'll just need your transcript, and then we'll be able to get you an admission decision in about a week or 2. It's a really quick turnaround. If you are admitted, you are guaranteed a merit scholarship of anywhere from $10,000 per year in a combination of those top 2, the academic and the leadership scholarship. So in combination, it'll be anywhere from $10,000 per year up to $25,000 per year. We're also a private school, so there's no difference in cost whether you're from Illinois or not. And then there's other specific awards if you're going to be going into church work of some kind, or you play an instrument or sing. Music scholarships are available as well. So just to kind of recap, the small school size is a really big benefit to you as a student. Our location is a really big benefit to you as well. And we really care a lot about individual students post-grad also. So there's a free tour on our website if you want to do that. We're also open for tours, but let us know how we can help you out in your search.
Great. Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing Concordia Chicago. All right, we're on to our 6th school of the day. It's going to be Lycoming College.
All right, greetings everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. I am going to drop some links first in the chat box there. And so if while I'm presenting, you want to check that out, please go ahead and do so. And I will go ahead and pull up my presentation. All right. So while I do that, I can talk, right? That's what we do here. So my name is Jessica Kibana-Hess. I'm the Director of Admissions at Lycoming College. We are a private liberal arts institution in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And so when you get to the East Coast, Pennsylvania is kind of in the middle there. And we have easy access to lots of different cities along the East Coast. We're kind of centrally located and have a lot of access for different co-curricular.
Hey, Jessica, do you want to go to presentation mode to make it bigger for the view?
Yeah, did it work now? Okay, I pressed it while I was talking, but it didn't work. Okay.
Sometimes that happens, and I just wanted to confirm for you. Just wanted to check. Looks great. Moving perfect. Enjoy.
So we're really centrally located for a lot of opportunities that our students take advantage of socially, as well as co-curricularly with the college community and our faculty. As you can see here, we're one of the 50 oldest colleges and universities in the nation, which is really exciting. So we have a long history of preparing students to scholars and scholars to citizens, and that's definitely a tradition that we continue. We are a residential college, and so we're not a suitcase campus. The vast majority of our students live on campus. We have different residence hall styles that our students can live in, depending on if they come in as a first year and as they progress throughout their time at the college. And so the residential experience also provides a really rich environment for student learning. We are also fully undergraduate. And so when we learn and talk a little bit more through the presentation about research opportunities and those sorts of things, that's all for undergraduates because we don't have graduate students or doctoral students, et cetera. So small class sizes, intimate learning, and again, a lot of really great opportunities for students to explore a variety of different academic programs. So we definitely stay true to the liberal arts ethos. We want our students to have the depth in whatever they choose to major in, double major in, major and minor in, but we also want them to have a breadth of education and exposure to a variety of different subjects, which ultimately, really makes them not only a well-rounded person, but really just a more informed professional once they leave and go on to the workforce, whether directly after undergrad or if they go on to graduate school or professional school. So again, our students have a variety of different academic programs to select from. We have highlighted here some programs that are pretty unique and definitely growing at the college. We have a really awesome criminology and criminal justice program that attracts a lot of students from across the country. Our archaeology program has actually been nationally ranked for quite some time, and we have our own dig sites in Cyprus and Israel. So that's always been a program that's attracted students from all over the nation, which is exciting for us. But again, we enhance the academic experience with those additional learning opportunities. So study abroad, research, internships, and different programs like that. And we do that with something that we call the Center for the Enhanced Academic Experience. Every student actually has to have one of those in order to graduate. And so lots of students do more than one. But the fact that we have that commitment to those enhanced academic experiences, again, shows our commitment to not only that liberal arts education, but also the practical application of what students learn in the classroom. So here you can see a few of the different examples of some of the high impact, high reward opportunities that you have within those areas of research, collaboration with faculty, independent research, international education, whether a year or semester long program, summer program, or one of our own faculty-led midterm programs, et cetera. So there is a link in the chat that I put that will take you to our Center for the Enhanced Academic Experience. So please feel free to look at that. In terms of student life, we have lots of student activity on campus, the same kind of zest for learning that our students have, they also have for what they do in their free time. And I think one of the things that's unique and that I really appreciate about Lycoming compared to lots of different great schools that I've worked at professionally is that our students aren't really one-dimensional. So, you might be a varsity athlete, but those varsity athletes might also be theater majors and in our productions, or, we have our astrophysics students who are also in our symphony or our jazz band, right? And so they're not really one-dimensional individuals. And I think it's a really great place for you to explore all of your talents and passions, but also develop new ones if you'd like to do that here at the college. So in terms of applying, we do have predominantly 3 different application deadlines and rounds that we adhere to. We are an early decision school, and so we do have that opportunity for students in November, which is the binding agreement, right? Early decision. If LICO is a place for you, you love blue and gold, and you've always wanted to be a warrior, then definitely consider that deadline. Early action is December 1st, and in about a couple of weeks from there, mid-December before the holiday season break, you will hear your admissions decision. And then after that, we're rolling admission. And so when an application becomes complete, we will send that decision out to students. And when students complete the FAFSA, if they've completed the FAFSA within a couple of weeks from that admissions decision, you would get your financial aid award. We have 2 application types that we review, the common application and the coalition application. Both of those are free for students, so it is free to apply to Lycoming College. And then the financial aid application that we use is the FAFSA, so the free application for federal student aid, and that's all you need to submit for us to consider you for need-based financial aid. The application itself would be kind of the primary piece. Your essay is really your time to shine, your time to tell us a little bit more about you than just what we see in the application and you know, what we see in your transcript and maybe in the letters of recommendation that we get. But that's the main part that you'll complete. You'll get us your official transcript from your high school. We are test optional, but you can submit scores if you take them. And all of that, you know, is really the bulk of the process. We require 1 letter of recommendation, and after that, we'll review and get you an admissions decision. We all right, Jennifer?
Yes. Sorry, it froze there for a minute, and I was like, wait, is something happening? So I was just giving it a second. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Jessica, for presenting on Lycoming. All right, we have heard from 6 great schools. I want to make sure that our attendees have a chance to get contact information from the chat. If any of our representatives still need to toss anything in there, want to add a little more, right now is a great time to do that. And you can see everyone's coming back on screen. So right now I have a live Q&A question, so that way our attendees can get the contact info. And if there's any last questions anyone wants to put in the Q&A, it is still available. All right, we're gonna do the exact same order that you presented. So we'll be starting with Xavier. So thanks, Tim, you're gonna kick us off again. I'd love to hear from each of you about a favorite event, tradition, or program on campus that just gives us a little extra insight into the awesome, unique experience in each of your communities. So Tim, take it away.
Sure thing. Yep. So my favorite event / tradition, I think it counts for both, is a lot of folks know us all over the country, like I said, for basketball. And so every year we host one camp out. So you have to camp out outside of our Cintas Center where we play basketball in order to go to the game. And that specifically is for our crosstown shootout. It's for our Xavier versus the University of Cincinnati game. And University of Cincinnati is just 3 miles down the road from us. So whenever we host the game at home, we camp out for that game. You have to, like I said, to get your ticket. And then on the off year, when the game's at the University of Cincinnati, whenever Villanova comes to town for our Big East rivals, that's usually the game out of season, or on the other every other year that we'll do the camp out. So that's my favorite tradition on campus.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi guys. So my favorite tradition at Kenyon is first year sing and senior sing. And so first year sing is when all the first years get on the top of the steps of Ross Hall at the end of orientation, and they sing 4 songs about Kenyon, old-timey kind of traditional alma mater songs. And then they go through their 4 years at Kenyon, and then they, at the end of their 4 years, right the day before graduation, they get up on those same steps again, and they sing those same 4 songs. So it's a really nice little way to sort of bookend your time at Kenyon as a student.
All right, I'll go next. So there are a couple of traditions that come to mind, but one of my favorites, maybe because I have a rising senior at Dickinson, is there is this bronze crest. It is the seal of the college set into the center of what we call Britton Plaza. It is this plaza right at the center of campus, and in the center of the plaza, brick plaza, really, really pretty, this big bronze seal sits. There's a legend that if you step on the seal, you won't graduate. So students, it's really hysterical to watch students move through the space. Like there could be big crowds, and no matter who's passing through, students will like walk up and swing around and then keep going. It's hysterical to watch how people will not step on it until graduation day. Graduation day, everybody takes their turn, leaping, stomping, stepping on the seal to take their graduation pictures.
Wow, I love that. My favorite tradition at Carroll probably has to be, we do a welcome back barbecue every year. It's like the first weekend of school. And then we have this big, huge hill called Guad Hill because it's right next to Guadalupe Hall. And we set up a giant slip and slide. So we put some tarps down and get water hoses out, and you just slip and slide down the whole thing and then have a big barbecue at the bottom. So it's a great way to meet new people your first year and to get to see all your friends after summer break. So it's a great time.
At Concordia, well, there's actually a couple of Concordias. So Concordia Chicago is the first one, so we're the best one. But there's several others throughout the country, and 4 Concordias have what's called Concordia Invitational Tournament once a year. So it's a big basketball tournament, men's and women's, and it's fun because it's only Concordias involved. We're not Xavier, we're not D1 or anything huge, but for us it feels as big as that, and it's just this really cool, friendly competition. Sometimes not so friendly, but it's a fun weekend, and we each take turns hosting it. So one time out of every 4 years, you get to host it at home. So it's pretty fun.
All right, and I think I'm next. I hope I'm not stealing anyone else's spot. Okay, so just like these other awesome institutions, we have all kinds of different, traditions. I think for me, one of my favorite is definitely our Thanksgiving dinner. So each fall, as students prepare to leave for that Thanksgiving break, if they're leaving to go back home, and we have a number of students from across the country who stay on campus, and of course our international students. So the college has always had a Thanksgiving meal that's actually served by faculty and staff and administration. And so it's just a really neat way for us to have it's an awesome meal, first of all, and then we get to eat at the end of the night, which is even better. But we get to serve our students, they're sitting with their, halls or with their athletic teams or, with their sorority or fraternity, like you can kind of group yourself as a student. And we just get to mingle with them and kind of give our appreciation to them and kind of send them off for that break and get them jazzed up to come back for finals and kind of the end of the semester. So it's a pretty neat tradition that I know I appreciate as a staff member.
I love all of these. I love this question. I love all of these little traditions and events that are important. So I think it just gives a little extra peek at the spirit of community on each campus. I hope that everyone who's attended tonight or is watching it on replay feels like they've gotten a little bit of insight. 6 minutes is really fast. You cannot get to know everything there is about any of these schools. And so I hope this has piqued your curiosity about life in the classroom and life outside of the classroom and just as a part of each of these amazing campuses. Thank you to our admissions representatives for representing not just those facts and figures, but that passion and energy you have for your students and for the unique experiences that you provide. Thank you to everyone who's watched for taking time. I hope that you'll follow up, you'll ask more questions, you'll do those virtual tours, and you'll reach out to these representatives with all your questions because they are here to help. Now, the logistics of saying goodnight. When you close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. Promise, super easy. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Again, this is one of many different sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for more. And in about a week's time, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/RMACAC. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. I wish you the best of luck in your college search and decision process. Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks. And